Welcome, people. We are here at Talented Universe on this wonderful Monday, March 3rd, 2025. And I'm going to introduce my co-host first. Vernon, how are you doing today?
Good, and yourself, Mike?
I'm doing great too. And we have a nice special guest from The Voice Season 27 on with us, Tyler K. Tyler, how are you doing this fine morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are?
So good. So good. I was saying I'm off of work, so I've got a free day and I'm very chill day, but it's good.
Do you have many of those free days?
No.
Oh. And you decided to spend your free day.
Yeah, that's extra special, man.
We are so excited about that.
I'm happy to be here. This is awesome.
I'll ask the first. Well, first I'm going to say, below everyone, I have Tyler's TikTok and Instagram scrolling down at the bottom. I noticed that your Facebook that they advertised didn't really have anything on it. Did you still want to advertise that, or just keep it the TikTok and Instagram?
I think you can totally, but I'm focusing more on TikTok and Instagram right now.
Well, then I'll just keep it that way for now.
Okay.
That's the platforms to be, right?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
that is. Those are the platforms. It seems to be are the fun ones. But we do have people in the chat room already, and I am so happy you're here. If you haven't noticed, we have a chat room that you can actually post questions to the guest. So if you have a question for Tyler, please post it on either our YouTube or our Facebook streams, and we can ask your questions live to Tyler. So please do that. But first, Tyler, I'm going to go ahead and let Vernon go first. I don't usually do that. So he'll ask all my questions, which is perfectly fine. So.
What a gentleman. Yeah, Tyler, I think we should start from the start, right? Let's get into your singing journey and where it started, and just give us a little bit of background. We'll get into specifics, but just give us a bit of background, yourself growing up, your journey thus far, and just where you just engaged with music for the first time, where the bug bit you, and then you really started to see yourself doing this for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Man, I think I took to music very young. What my parents tell me is that I think one of the first instances where I was singing was at daycare. I think like preschool age. I was very young. And my daycare lady was like, oh, we do like the ABCs or some kind of sing song like time, like circle time. And she mentioned to my parents, she's actually pretty good, like, for her age. And then they're kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. And then didn't think anything of it. Yeah. And then I think it was, some songs were trending, I think when I was like 10, maybe even younger. And I started singing them in the shower on nonstop, probably too much. It was probably very, very annoying. And my mom told me that she was leaning her ear up against the door and was like telling my dad, like, hey, she's actually kind of good. And so that was like the first beginnings of it. And I just took to music way more than anything else. So singing in the house, and then I did talent shows, and I did musicals as a kid, and just everything I could get my hands on. And so that kind of was the beginning, and I loved it ever since. I'm still doing it.
Amazing. And was there one particular talent show or musical that really launched it for you, where you felt like this is the moment that just gives me the confidence to really own it?
Oh, that's a good question.
I try.
What?
I try.
Oh, hey, you're doing great. I'm trying to think. I didn't really take it seriously and really realize I want to do this for a living until I was probably later on in high school. I was a pretty scared kid, so I was like, well, this isn't possible for me to do, so why would I try to do it professionally? I was not a very positive person, if you couldn't tell. But I think I Something that sparked it was end of college. I did like a study abroad, they called it, program in Nashville, where I live now. And
Okay.
it was basically like an intensive 3-month program, and you write songs and you perform them on stage on shows every week. And that was like, oh, this is real, and this is what I want to do. So I think that's what the big this is it moment was.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, we do have a question in the chat room, and I think you'll get a kick out of this one. From Kaylee Coffee. Do you think you will ever need a backup dancer?
Hey, maybe one day. That's my cousin. I knew that.
I figured it was.
I was about to say no strings attached. That was not like a subjective question or anything like that.
We even mentioned like, oh, it's my family members. They're gonna ask the funny questions, and that's that's the part. That would be cool though. On a serious note though, but I'm nowhere near that.
Well, at least they didn't say, do you think you can have me as your backup dancer? At least they made it general, so it wasn't too bad, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's questions coming next.
I'm sure it is too.
But your mind,
But you know, I mean, hey, on that note, when you started to sing Girls Just Want to Have Fun, I for a minute went, wait a minute, what song? It sounds familiar. I mean, I did not, and I felt stupid that I didn't recognize it at first. It seems like all the judges did, but I did not. I mean, you really slowed it down.
Yes.
I mean, you made it sound, in my opinion, very, very different. Oh, okay. So I'll just a rebuttal or whatever from Kaylee's question. She goes, I can send the audition tapes. So there you go.
She sure will, yeah.
I'm sure she will. Yeah, now she's got it all publicized on the net and everything. So yeah. But what made you choose that? Was there is it something you have done in performances before and people liked it, or was this the first time you had done it like that?
It was the first time I've ever done that song publicly. I think I've probably sang it for my mom in the car for karaoke. I always do that, whether she likes it or not. I think she likes it. But I have always loved Cyndi Lauper, and I love that song. I grew up with that song. My parents played their music a lot until I was able to like take control of the iPod and change the music. And so I was around like 80s music a lot and 90s, and I always loved Cyndi Lauper because she's so cool. She just has like a funky style, crazy hair, and like she's just not afraid to be herself. And so I always took to her as an artist. And then as I got older, I for some reason was obsessed with the 80s. I loved the 80s, like music and movies. So I saw that song and realized, oh, this could be a really cool audition, and it blossomed from there. So
yeah, I absolutely think that the 80s were like the iconic hits that people they resonate towards those constantly. And I think it's so cool that those sounds are, well, it's been back for a while, but it's just timeless, so it makes a whole lot of sense. Like I think most people will say like 80s, every decade has its pros, but I mean, the 80s were like a really good time for music. So totally get that.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like 80s music. I have sitting by my records right now. So I have lots of 80s vinyls in there.
Amazing. Yeah.
Do you still collect the vinyls from the 80s, or you?
Oh yeah, I am constantly. I love antiquing, so I go to, on my days off, I go to antique stores like in neighboring states around Tennessee, and then all around Tennessee, and I always leave with at least one record, I'd say, which is probably not the best spending habit, but it makes me happy, so it's okay.
Yeah, you could have a worse spending habit. bad.
Yes, you're so right.
So that doesn't sound very bad to me at all.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go to one other question. This is from Deanna Powell. What is the best takeaway from being a part of The Voice that will stay with you?
Oh, so many. There's a lot. I think one of the main things is just how much I learned about myself as an artist, and also being able to like connect with so many diverse artists as well.
Yeah.
Especially the coaches as well. Being on The Voice was something I never thought I'd be able to do, and I was very blessed with the opportunity to be on it and audition. And it's just a whole new world, just finally like stepping into the music industry in a way. I feel like I'm still I'm taking my baby steps into it. I haven't like experienced much yet, but there's so much. I feel like one of the best things I took away was the relationships I made. I made like the best friends I'll have for the rest of my life. And I never thought I'd meet so many awesome people there. I guess, I don't know. I didn't expect it. I don't know. There's lots of good things I took away. Like it's a constant list.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go. Daniel made a comment about the 80s music. Daniel Peterson says 80s forever.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And let me go through one or two others while we can then I go back to Vernon. Tisha Concepcion says, what sparked your interest in becoming a contestant on The Voice? What's the story behind you going on The Voice? I guess that's kind of what they're.
Yeah, so my family has always said, since I can remember, you should go on The Voice. You should try out for The Voice. When are you going to be on The Voice? And I was always just like, yeah, that's funny. No, that one day, maybe one day. And then last year when the audition process started, I saw like a live casting call on Instagram, like an Instagram ad. And usually like the Instagram ads aren't always like relevant, but that was a relevant one. And I was like, hey, why not? So it was kind of a spur of a moment decision. I kind of came to the realization that I'd rather try and fail than not at all and just never know. So I just took a leap of faith and went for it.
Yeah, and Ishani, I hope I pronounced that right, we'll say, hi, Tyler. What was the most challenging part of this experience so far that has been shown?
Oh, I think overall, just stepping out of my comfort zone. The experience on The Voice is not one I've ever had in my life and probably won't ever have again. So it's at such like another level that I'm used to. So being on such a large stage and being in front of these like
icons.
Yes. Like these people I looked up to since I was a kid. I've listened to their music since I was a kid. And that like getting over the nerves of that, I think was the biggest issue or challenge. I was so nervous, very nervous. I think you could, I can so hear it like in my voice when I'm singing. But I've never been that nervous in my whole entire life. And it was crazy. So
well, I'll on relevance to that, I'll ask the question. You know,
I knew you would, Mike.
I know you knew what I was going to ask.
You didn't say it, I would have, eh?
Well, do you want to say it to her?
No,
You know what the question is.
Gentlemen, you go ahead.
Okay. When you got out on stage for your blind audition, did you remember what happened? Or did you not remember it until you saw it on the TV the first time?
Oh, yeah. So I definitely blacked out quite a bit. What usually happens on like way smaller stages for me too. I'm
it does. Oh
yeah. I'm a scaredy cat. Not so much anymore. I think the exposure therapy helped. But I definitely don't remember a lot. I wish I did, because I remember telling myself the whole process, take everything in and really remember it all and like sit with it. And it's hard to do that when I'm so nervous I black out. So
Yeah. Well, at least you saw it later, so
yes,
hopefully something jogged your memory.
it
Or
did.
you go, or did it go, I don't remember that.
I know.
I don't remember that.
The
I
one,
did that? Really?
yeah,
Oh,
I know. The one part I do remember was when realizing they turned, because I was kind of turned another way, and then I looked back and they
oh,
were
then you look, okay, yeah, that's
looking
right.
at me, and I remember being like, "Oh, this is crazy. What do I do?" And then I just was like, "Okay, I'm even more nervous. I got to keep going. Got to keep going."
Yeah. Did you have a preconceived idea of who you would choose? And let's throw in there also the Steel, Mr. Steely Mac Steelman. So did you have someone in mind before you went on stage that if you got like multiple turns that you would go for this person, or was it up to the pitches? How did you feel about Adam blocking?
Chelsea.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Going into it, I had the mindset of like, if I get a single turn from anyone, I'm going to be so happy. Like, they're all amazing artists. But my top two were Kelsey and Adam. So the cards fell perfectly. And then I was like, when I saw both of their faces, I was like, how am I going to choose? And then I realized that he blocked, and I was like, awesome.
No choice. Yay. I just go over here and
it was chosen for me. But seeing the Steel was another level of like shock on top of the initial chair turns, because I was like, oh my gosh, he gets one, and he used it on me. Oh my gosh, what? So
cool. Yeah.
it's very surreal.
Yeah.
I bet it is. And our good buddy Justin asks, tell me more about your animal taxidermy.
Oh my gosh. Yes. The oh so popular taxidermy.
Yeah.
I remember when like we were like doing like initial interviews and stuff. When I mentioned the taxidermy, they went, "What?" And they were like, "Oh, we love that. Keep talking about it." And I was like, okay, I'm gonna look insane. I don't know what my mom always kind of is like, "But you're a weird girl," and but not in a bad way. Just I think a lot of people think that. So I think the taxidermy was another cherry on top. But I took to it a few years ago. There was a couple taxidermy shops, ethical taxidermy shops in Oregon. And I went to college in Oregon. So when I would drive back to Washington to visit my family, I would take a stop and see what I could collect and grab. And I don't know. I think I see it as giving a nice home to keep on honoring them. And I don't know. I've always loved animals. I've always loved caring for things tiny, even like a bug. I don't kill spiders. I don't kill bugs. I feel bad. So as long as it's ethical, I like it. So
yeah, exactly.
And let's see. Shelley Clark asks, do you have a favorite singer from the 80s besides Cindy?
Oh, so many.
We'll pick your top 20.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do that. Yeah.
No particular order.
Yes. No, I can never do that. I don't think I could ever pick a top. I think. Oh. I mean, I love Stevie Nicks. She's like, I feel like 70s more, but I mean, she still has awesome stuff in the 80s as well.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up listening to Michael Jackson and his music. And so I know so many Michael Jackson songs. I would like watch his music videos on repeat when I was a kid. And Bruce Springsteen, I love him.
Of course.
I love that guy. He's cool.
Oh, those are some good ones.
Yeah. It's a stacked era for awesome singers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Justin asks, this might be an interesting one for you. If you could sing a duet with any celebrity or band, male or female, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh my goodness.
That's a wide range of people.
That is, man, living and dead is,
Well, if you want to just do living, or would you?
Oh no! She should do like one of the holograms, Mike. Like yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I think. I mean, as Stevie Nicks always, I think, is one of my top favorites. I love Stevie Nicks, and I love the Goo Goo Dolls as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love their music, and I feel like their music was in a lot of soundtracks and movies I watched when I was a kid too. And I've gone to a concert with my dad to watch them, and they were really cool.
Nice.
So that would be cool. I don't know. Goo Goo Dolls and Stevie Nicks. What a great mix.
Not Cindy?
What?
Not Cindy?
Oh, of course, Cindy.
Well, I thought so. It's like
No, I wouldn't. I feel like yeah, that's a given.
You just couldn't handle Cyndi Lauper.
I think I'd be in shock. Yeah,
It'd be worse than the blind audition, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I hope you liked my audition. Is it okay?
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. What was that? Leroy Clark has a comment, says, I just knew you could always do this and so proud of you.
Oh, that's my grandpa.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Grampy. I love you.
Yeah, that's great. Are you doing many concerts right now, or are you planning on doing a lot of concerts? Are you going to start bringing out your own music, et cetera, et cetera? I probably just asked all the questions that Vernon was going to ask.
So I'm not doing any shows right now. I kind of want to build up my own releases, my own songs first, and then be able to do that. But I've been doing backup singing for some friends in town, and I have a show I'm doing for a friend this Wednesday. So just like I love doing backup vocals for people as well. Anything I can do to sing in any capacity. So yeah, and I've also been looking into also like getting a set list together of covers and performing around town more. And I've done it a few times, and that before The Voice was definitely stepping out of my comfort zone and was scared to do that. But now I feel like I've been the most nervous in my life, so I think I can do this now.
Yeah.
But
well, this person makes Deanna Powell says something. This is kind of what you were saying. Outside of The Voice, what is the next to grow your music? I think you just answered that. I see many posts about people asking for more. So that I have seen that too. So that kind of answered. I said, I'll throw that question up because you answered it.
Yeah.
So,
I love to write. I didn't start writing until a couple years ago, actually. Because I am such a perfectionist, and that's I think a common thing for musicians, but also when it comes to writing and creating your art, it's not realistic to automatically assume it's going to be perfect the first thing you write down on the page. I've always been like that with everything I've done. If I don't get it right away, I get mad and I'm like, oh, I quit. But so I've this is the one I've stuck with and kept trying. So once I write something I'm really proud of and really happy with, and once I have enough money saved up to record and produce and all that, that's a whole other ballpark too. So it's in the works, slowly but surely.
Yeah, you just have to take it one step at a time.
Yeah. Yep.
Tisha Concepcion asked, will we see more social media presence from you?
Yes, I want to more regularly post on like TikTok and on Instagram and probably YouTube too once I get like a good setup. But the past couple weeks I've been dog sitting, and so I don't have any of my musical instruments with me. So now that I'm back home, this is my first day back home, I'm ready to grind out some videos and get them posted.
That's awesome. Just coming back quickly to what you said about the writing of music, and you feeling like that's amongst all of the different things that we kind of, all of the hats that a musician has to wear. That's like your thing. But someone recently reminded me as well, like a song is never finished, eh? So I mean, that's yeah, I totally get that. I get where you're coming from, where you always feel like there could be a better way to, present this or whatever. But I think one of the best things, and you pointed to getting to that place, is where you feel you're comfortable now to let it go into the world, and you're making peace with, it's at a place where you're comfortable with it. So and that's kind of a great reminder, like just knowing that. I remember one of my favorite songwriters, Ed Sheeran, said a while ago that songwriting is like opening up a tap in a old building, where at the start it's only mud water coming through, and then it's a bit of clean water, mud water, and then it's more clean as you go along, and then it's just a pure stream of the good stuff. And yeah, it's very cool that you're just persisting with it, and I hope you get the chance to record your own music very soon.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. That's the hope. But I just recently heard that quote as well from a fellow contestant when we were there, and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like, it's never gonna be perfect, and I'm probably always gonna find something I don't like. But you're right. Once you're comfortable and at peace with it.
I see two last questions here. Well, a statement, and you answered this question, so I think that's hysterical. They posted this. They said, "Are you also a songwriter?" And then you answered it. So I just wanted to throw that up so they feel like they didn't. And this is the question everybody wants to know. When will I see you wear your Adam hoodie?
Oh my gosh, I should have worn it. I worn it. It's in my closet, but I will be taking pictures in it and posting it once I have someone to take a picture of me in it.
That's always the problem, isn't it?
I know. I could just set up my phone, do a little self-timer moment, but
but sometimes that is just not as good.
I know it's not. And also it really is it's really well made. So I'm like, nice. I love to wear it, but I need to actually wear it out. I'm just scared to like dirty it and stain it.
I see that. Well, that's why then you don't wear it out in public. You just do the photo shoots inside.
Yes, exactly.
And then hopefully you're fine. You don't have any liquids or food around it. So then you're fine.
No.
I totally get that. Any last comments? Maybe we didn't go over something you wanted to go over, or you want to thank your family for not posting weird questions, things like that.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for not posting crazy questions. There is still time, but please do not. But yeah, I'm just very thankful I got this opportunity. And like I said, I wasn't very a positive person, and I'm still constantly working on that. So I never thought I'd be able to do it. And so just a big thank you to my family and my friends and the coaches and Adam, especially, for, trusting me and believing in me. And it's a big deal. So I'm very glad.
He was the first to turn, and that's why he blocked Kelsey. So
yes,
that's amazing. But Vernon, do you have any closing comments, remarks, or anything?
Yeah. Tyler, we've had an amazing time just getting to know you a little bit, and we can also tell that your family is right behind you. Your friends are, just like big, on just cheering you on all the way, and we are going to do the same. We want the best for you, and we want you to just keep on hustling and pushing, you know, and doing your thing. And yeah, like you also alluded to, just building confidence, you know,
Mhm.
and it's something that will definitely, you know, gain momentum as the more you go on. And so yeah, we just wish you all of the best. Thank you for joining us and entertaining us for a little bit. And yeah, we just wish you all of the best for the journey onwards.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. This is so fun.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy just threw up a question right at the end. Well, a big question from another Olympia gal. Will you do a gig for us when you come home?
Oh yes, I definitely will. How could I not? I'm even thinking of like a place that I could probably do it too. So, and it's probably gonna be filled with my whole big family, which is awesome.
Tammy
Yes.
Clark says she's happy that, you know, wants you to do a concert too. So I wanted to get those up before we signed off. So keep an eye out on our page. We do have some more voice contestants coming on. They have not been confirmed yet, but they are. The one on the for Talented Universe, the only one that we do have confirmed, which is our other series of things we do, and I'm sure you've never heard of these because you're too busy. Our vertical drama series of actors.
Oh, cool.
Do you want to know what the vertical dramas are?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Well,
Yeah.
we've had 5 or 6 of vertical actor dramas on actors on. We've got another one coming on Friday evening at let's see, now I'm trying to remember the time, and it's like, Michael, you forgot the time because he's coming from Australia. So we have to do it at a very strange time, but
Yeah.
it will be 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time on Friday. And if you are in Sydney, Australia, and you want to watch it live, it will be on the 8th of March at 9:30 in the morning. So, and that is our guest, Sam Reckling. The last one he was in was Accelerating Love. If you've seen that one or not, I don't know. But that should be a good conversation. And I've got 2 more actors that I am working on to get on our shows too. So if you're into vertical dramas, you know, join us, everyone. And if you're into The Voice, join us for those too. We will post it on our page, ndbmedia.net, or just wherever you are. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and then you will know what's going on. So on behalf of NDB Media and Talented Universe, thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.